Good evening. This is your boy John Man, the aka the never-headed assassin, aka the world's worst football prognosticator. This is week two of the Catman Picketh. This is the Thursday night abbreviated version. Um, Start off before I get into tonight's games, my predictions for tonight's game. I want to do a recap of how I did last week. Last week I was horrible. I was 8-8, hence the name, the world's football worst. Almost I look at it, I can't even speak straight. The world's worst football prognosticator. Um, I had KC over Detroit. I was wrong about that. Jacksonville over Indianapolis, correct. Pittsburgh over San Francisco. I don't know what I was thinking there. Incorrect. Had Atlanta over Carolina, correct. I had Cleveland over Cincinnati, correct. I had um, Tennessee. I'm sorry, I had New Orleans over Tennessee, correct. I had Baltimore over Houston, which was correct. I had Washington over Arizona, correct. Chicago over Green Bay, I was incorrect there. Denver over the Raiders, I was incorrect there. I did have my beloved Philadelphia Eagles beating New England, I was correct there. Um, the Chargers over Miami, I was definitely incorrect there. I had to score 35-31 Chargers, go figure. Seattle over the Rams, I was incorrect there. Giants over Dallas, I definitely don't know what I was smoking there. I was incorrect there. And the Jets over Buffalo, I was correct there. And I guess I forgot I slipped this in. I skipped over this. I had Minnesota tonight's opponent versus the Eagles over Tampa Bay. Incorrect there. So that put me at an even 8-8. For those who don't know, brand new, giving this a full go. Been teasing this for the last couple of years about my picks. I'm starting to get serious about this, put this channel together, and try to build this. Um, Disclosure: I am a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, um, but I don't see things through eagle-colored glasses. In some cases, I might be a homer. I don't think so. I think I try to be as objective as possible. I do watch game film. I do watch tape, um, like that. Tonight's game, we're about 10 minutes away from kickoff, so I'm going to do this real quick. Home opener for the Philadelphia Eagles. Minnesota comes to town. Last time they played was, excuse me, was last week. I'm sorry, last year. And it was definitely a blowout where the Eagles beat the Vikings 24-7. Minnesota coming off an upset loss to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Watched a little film on that. Um, their defensive line was pretty good last week. Held up at the point of the attack. The Bucks couldn't get any push. Their running game wasn't that great. Secondary in the back end wasn't that great from Tampa Bay. And they was able to exploit some things with Justin Jefferson. Um, Kirk Cousins was completely horrible in the game, despite the fact that he was able to connect with Jefferson on 9 catches, 150 yards. That was probably the only bright spot of the offense. Running game was in shambles. Offensive line for Minnesota wasn't the greatest, but Tampa Bay's front seven is probably one of the better front sevens in the league. With the Eagles, last week, what I saw is first of all, um, the offensive line was very horrible, so to speak. People say that it had the number one offensive line in the league. It did not look like it last week. They were manhandled on many occasions, especially from the outside. Mulata didn't look that great. Lane Johnson didn't look much better. And the interior looked weak as well. The running game wasn't the greatest. Gainwell um, uh, got a lot of touches. Swift didn't get any touches hardly, and same with Boston Scott. That definitely has to change. Gainwell is not playing tonight, so I think it will be a heavy dose of Swift. and Rashad Penny, who I still think is the best running back on the roster. Um, Offensively, Jalen Hurts. I am a Jalen Hurts fan, but I got to be honest and I got to be um, real. He did not play well at all last week. Actually, to me, he looked like how he did 2 years ago. In the beginning of the season 2 years ago, the 2021 season, he just didn't look too comfortable. He did bail out of a pocket a little bit earlier, but he did, you know, feel his pressure of some rushes, missed some reads, missed Goddard on a couple plays where he could have got the ball out to Goddard. But all quarterbacks miss receivers. But it just seemed like that Hurts was for whatever reason was just super cautious. Um, and I did not like what saw. I don't think it was. I didn't see any. I'm not saying he wasn't confident. I just didn't see that Jalen Hurts swagger Sunday. Defensively, offensive line. I mean, excuse me, defensive line was a beast. Um, I got to give love to Milton Williams. Milton Williams. Everybody's talking about Jordan. Sorry, not Jordan Davis, but Jalen Carter. Milton Williams played a heck of a game. I'm watching the tape. He just his get off was real quick. I think it was the top three get offs. The Eagles had the top three get offs from a defensive line standpoint, and uh, I think honestly he was the second best defensive lineman behind Jalen Carter. He was really that good. Um, Fletcher Cox made a couple big plays. Um, Linebackers, N'Kobe Dean looks very small. He looks very small, but he's not afraid to stick his nose into the mix. He won't be playing tonight, so it will be a mixture of guys playing the linebacker spot, probably most likely. Um, Christian Ellis wearing the green dye and running the mic um, tonight. Secondary last week, I would give it a B minus. Didn't look too great, even though the Slate did have a pick six. The safeties, the safeties looked horrible. Blankenship played solid, but he overran some plays. It's just the back end definitely have to improve. Um, the back end definitely has to improve, and for this team to be where they were last week. Linebackers, it is what it is. If they get any, if they get it better, it will be great. But I just they haven't the guys that they have just doesn't look solid right now. 5 minutes for kickoff, so we're at the point where I make tonight's predictions. Those checking me out, you can follow me. I'm all over the place, but you can follow me right at the bottom. You'll see where um my social media is, especially Twitter at Catman Do Sports at CatMannDosports. That's where I'm at most of the time. Talking football, talking sports. That is my alter ego. Um, but you can see where else that I am located if you're checking me out here on YouTube. This is the John Man Baby YouTube channel. Um, who also will be starting the Catman Do Sports um, YouTube channel real soon. Link all these things up. But tonight's game, my prediction is um, I think Minnesota's going to play a lot better than they did on Sunday, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. I think the Eagles will beat the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 31-17. I'm going on a limb that it's going to be a 14-point game. That might be a little homerism. But I think just the excitement, the crowd getting back into pump that energy back into that team that looked lackluster on Sunday against the Patriots. I know that the Patriots defense had a lot to do with it, but I also know that they just looked lackluster prior. So the final score, like I say, they just pulled it up for you: 31, Minnesota 17. Everybody enjoy the game. Kick off a couple of seconds, and watch me on Sunday. Sunday, you will see me where I do the full breakdown of the rest of the games and even Monday night's game. So that's me, the Catman. I'm checking out. Hope you enjoy this. Fly Eagles fly, go birds, the whole nine, and I'll see you Sunday.